We are live inside Scotiabank Arena. Once again, Unsportsmanlike content is on the air. We've got a special one for you, and greetings to everybody inside Scotiabank Arena, in the bowl watching, and across all Toronto Maple Leaf platforms. I want to welcome our guest tonight. The James Barker Band is here. How about a big hand in the back? There we go. The Peanut Gallery's weighing in. But gentlemen, thank you for being here. Juno Award winning, and once again nominated for a couple this year. We're going to get into all of that, your love for hockey, the music. First, I want to do a couple of intros, and I hope I'm going to get this right. James Barker on the end. James, lead singer, lead guitar, and doing the bulk of the writing. Getting that right.
That's all right, yeah.
Okay, Taylor,
yeah.
You are acoustic guitar.
Just acoustic, baby.
And devilishly handsome with the red beard. That looks great. Connor,
devilishly.
Speaking of great flow, on drums, Connor is here with the mullet. And Bobby on bass. Bobby bass here. Bass, yeah. Gentlemen, it is so great to have you here. We had a great chat off camera just a few minutes ago, and I want to pick up on that. Let's start with where we're at right today, and that is nominated for a couple of Juno Awards. And James, I'll maybe let you take it from here. You've won before. You're up for a couple more. Just tell us a little bit about, obviously, what that means and even the categories.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we won our first one in 2018, I think. 17? Was it 17? And then had the privilege of winning one a couple of years ago. But this year's the first time we've been nominated for. Well, I guess the first time we've been nominated for Fan Choice. We've been nominated for Country Album and won that. And so it's always an honor, you know. I mean, like, I feel like it's an honor because you always want to be recognized on what you've done recently, but also because like Canada's like talent pool is like crazy right now.
It is,
you know what I mean? Like even for Country Album, I think about like Megan Patrick, she's been crushing it in the States. Cam Whitcomb crushing it. Josh Ross, you know what I mean?
Josh Ross, yeah,
and so
he's great.
Just to be associated with those names. I mean, you always want to win, you know, and knock on wood, but just to be nominated is pretty sick.
Well, how did life change once you won that first? We're kind of bouncing around, but when you won your first Juno back in 2017, what did that do for four Canadian guys growing up in Woodville, Ontario, who put together a band and got the recognition?
It sent us on a 1.5-year-long radio tour in the United States.
Really?
Yeah, we literally came off of that, and the label's like, let's send you on the road, and we didn't come home for like a year. But it's, I don't know, it's a pretty legit thing. I don't know, there's something about the Junos that are extra special.
Well, and there's something about the relationship. We're going to get into the fact that musicians and hockey players, athletes in general, have this great respect for what you do, and it's mutual. But let's talk a little bit about how the four of you came to be. Growing up in a small town, Bobby, in Woodville, Ontario, as I mentioned. How did you four I don't know if you're lifelong pals and you just sort of made this happen. What's the story of the James Barker Band?
I'll give the Sparks notes.
Yeah.
So James and Connor went to band camp together. It's not like the movie.
Camp.
Yeah,
All right.
Nothing
it's
like
not
the movie.
Nothing like
Not
the
at all.
movie.
More. Yeah.
Way better.
And
One time.
they started that. They met Taylor. He was running a recording studio. And we were they were doing their own thing, and I was doing my own thing, and I'm from Ajax area. And then
Your own thing was what? Like hanging out at the laundromat
Like
or
different
playing
bands and
bands?
different
stuff.
bands,
Got
different
ya.
bands, yeah.
And
Playing baseball
firefighting.
myself, yeah. And firefighting.
Playing softball.
And yeah, so they joined the band that I was in, and then we kind of molded into the James Barker Band, and then since that day, it was just, I guess, off to the races. For
Yeah.
us, and then, yeah.
How about, okay, so a little bit of background. You guys are all playing your own thing, get together, and then when did you know we got something here?
I mean, like kind of like Bob said, like it was weird. Like Connor and I have been playing together since we were 16. Like literally met at band camp. We're like, because band camp is like, there's a lot of people doing like jazz and stuff, and we're like, you want to rip some chili peppers or whatever? And we clicked instantly, and we're like, smoking cigs and stuff and doing the thing. And
At
so
band camp.
yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's where you learn, right?
Pounding nails, just
Yeah, exactly.
love it.
And so we started then, but we played with a bunch of different bands. Connor ended up going off to school in Oklahoma when he graduated, and I started going to Nashville. But when he came back, we got literally Taylor was like, "Hey, I got a buddy who's got a band. You want to come play?" I was just playing guitar. Connor was playing drums. Bobby was playing bass. And instantly there was like this like gel, you know what I mean? It was like, oh, this is like just a lot of fun. We're just like bro down. We'd like play gigs, go have drinks, like get up to some shenanigans or whatever. And it was like, this is fun. Let's just keep doing this.
We'd play gigs for like $200 and have a bar tab of like $250. So we were crushing it. It was
Now
great.
we make $400.
Okay, so now now you're making 400. So you get together, you realize you've got something. How did the writing start to take place, James? And then how did you know you were actually? It's one thing to sit around and play parties or corporate gigs or campfires. How did you know you wanted to take it to another level?
Oh man, it's funny because I feel like, I don't know, when you first start doing this, there's a lot less thought. I think maybe other people are different, but it was a lot less thought about that. Like, I started writing when I was like a kid, and so even when we started the band, I'd already started going to Nashville. Like, I'd made a couple trips with Taylor to Nashville writing and stuff. And there's Woodville right there. No, I don't know, you just start doing it. It's funny, even when we were playing cover gigs, we were like, how can we sneak in a couple of these
For sure.
original songs in there
Really?
to try them out? And it's funny because people wouldn't know them, just songs we'd written. And if you see people like dancing when you're playing, the crowds like that are pretty ruthless. And we would just start sneaking them in, and then next time the people are like, hey, play that song you guys played last time, and that's how it kind of took off.
And so now you're all in Nashville.
Two of us are down there, two of us are up here.
Okay,
so.
and you've put a shift in there. How has that kind of helped you guys form your craft and kind of finesse what you're trying to do?
Well, I was going to say, when James first went down there, his first ever write in Nashville was with Michael Hardy, who's now known as like Hardy.
Wow.
And that was like your first write in Nashville, just
Yeah.
to show you like that talent pool to start at, and then you can go.
Well, that's kind of like a perfect like example of Nashville. I think does one of two things to people. You either go and you get discouraged and give up, or you go and it lights a fire under your ass to be like, look at how good these guys are. I can be better than them, right?
Was there
And
doubt? Did you have that moment? Like, what are we doing down here?
I would honestly like not as much as there should have been. It was
Yeah.
almost like if these guys can do it,
Yeah.
we can do it. You just got to put in
There's
more
a
work.
blind confidence where it's like,
Totally.
hey, you're whatever. We say it all the time in the band, we're too stupid to quit, where it's just like, you just keep working, and eventually something's going to work.
You mentioned the Canadian music a moment ago, and that market, it doesn't matter what genre, but Canadian music has been around in terms of the big stage, in terms of the recognition for years, decades, beyond. Who kind of helped mold you guys musically, either what you were listening to on the Canadian side, before
the
we get into
Canadian
sort of,
Oh, man.
who your influences are. But were there some Canadian artists that you're like, they're doing it, we can do it, as you said, but the sound, the writing, the maybe drawing from your own experiences?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. There's a few too that like might stand out as weird, but like Shania Twain is one. I remember because growing up in Ontario, we all knew where Deerhurst was. Like,
Sure.
And so like knowing that someone who
Shania fan over there. Woo! There it is. She's got a woo
and here
guy.
she is.
I've heard of woo girls, but never a woo guy back there. That's great.
but just like knowing that like she was like one of the biggest artists in the world at her time, and was like got discovered playing freaking Deerhurst. You know what I mean? Like Huntsville.
I'm gonna go off the board. I'm gonna say Alan Doyle and Great Big Sea.
Nice pull.
I remember my local station would play a Great Big Sea song like at least once every hour, and it was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I must have listened to Fat Lip by Sum 41 100 times. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Bobby?
I was being from Ajax. I'm like the biggest Sum 41 fan, and like a couple of them went to like Ajax High, and I went to Pickering High. Just having that whole, those are like the idols of what I wanted to do when I was coming up, and now we haven't crossed paths with them. One guy works out at a Good Life I go to, but shout out Brown Sound. But yeah,
Mix in here or what?
But those guys like Simple Plan. I grew up on like kind of like that punk rock, alt rock kind of thing, and. But yeah, Tragically Hip. There's so many that
That's where I wanted to go. We had Paul Langlois on this show a little while ago. What a legend. And obviously their band, arguably the greatest that this country's ever produced. Did they have any influence on you at all?
Absolutely. I feel
Especially
like,
bass, too. I mean, strong, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I feel like us growing up, we spent so much time in Bob Cajun.
Okay.
As a kid, I feel like that song's like
so much.
like a crazy amount of time. Because Kawartha Lakes or whatever, it was like kind of like it was like the fancy part of the Kawartha Lakes. And so you go there to get really fancy, like swimming
Eyebrow.
shorts and stuff. Yeah, legit. And or the nice ice cream shops and
Good boats.
So what's that? Yeah,
The good boats.
Yeah, the good boats. And I feel like I don't know. That was almost like that was the song that was like on that. If you were playing a bar, you had to know that song.
you had
Right.
to.
You know, and because they were like kind of the generation before us. Do you know what I mean? When like they weren't as not that they weren't as big, but like when they were really touring and doing all that stuff. So it was almost just like that was built into our brains because it was so big.
I want to get into hockey, but before we do, you mentioned the keyword touring. What's it like when you guys get in the bus, hit the airplanes, you go
don't wanna
wherever
know.
you're
Stinky.
going, big areas, smaller towns, great venues, dives. Tell me about life on the road for you guys.
And we actually just got back from Europe like 2-3 days ago. And for the hockey connection, you forget how big. We had the guy who was driving us around was Yara, and he was from Prague, and he was talking about how big hockey is over there. Like, especially like living in the Czech Republic during before the Iron Curtain fell and everything like that. And that part was crazy. But it's just when we get on the road, it's you just never know what you're gonna run into. Because like when we're in Canada, you know. We're in a tour bus, and we were just saying this. We got the show at Pickering coming up tomorrow, and you got like all these crew, and everybody's got like they give you fancy drinks and fancy treats, and you get free socks and all this stuff. And so that part's like really great. And then you go to a place like Europe where you don't free socks. We're at a place where you don't have the we're still developing that market, and like it's just us in a van with gas station snacks. And
Good gas station snacks.
Good gas stations in Europe though.
Pizza Hut chips. Unbelievable.
Fair.
Life in Europe, huh? I walked in, did a little conversation once with John Tavares, and I asked him, what's in the car? What were you listening to on the way in? And he said, your band, James Barker Band. And I was like, wow, nice pull. But you guys have a little history. This guy loves you, and you guys have gotten to know him.
Yeah, I mean, the John thing kind of came out of the blue. Like, it was one of those things where we were playing Kita Bala, and we found out that they were coming. Like, it's not like they hit us up for tickets or anything, but like him and like a bunch of his family came out, and so we found out. So the next year we're like, hey, let's like actually like we can get you tickets and get you in like a nice spot and all that thing. And it just kind of developed into a real relationship. Like, he's an actual like authentic fan. And one thing about John is he's not like gonna bluff stuff. He's just so matter of fact. And so I don't know. We've had the chance to Bobby and I got to go to his cottage. He took us out on his boat, made his pizza.
Must be nice.
He did make a really good pizza. He's got the good pizza.
Treated you well?
He was
as you would expect.
They're awesome, and and just I know like at our shows at the Kita Bala, like when they were like people would be like, oh yeah, John was having the time of his life. It's like, oh, is he coming back to like party with us? He's like, no, he's got to train in the morning. I was like, he's so dialed in on everything, and
in July, dude.
Yeah, he was up at 6 a.m. in the
Bringing
gym
the
working
fresh
out.
mineral water and that's great. But hold on, okay, so you missed out on the Muskoka side of it, right? But you also missed out on your brother's wedding because of a few Leafs.
Yeah, shout out to my older brother Matt.
Still making up for it.
Yeah, no, I a couple of years back played a wedding for a guy who was very close with Tucker Corson and McCabe, and it was either going to my brother's wedding or going to play this wedding, and I chose this wedding.
Brother of the year.
Yeah, brother of the year for sure. Thank you. And yeah, I got a hockey stick on it. They wrote to Taylor, the best singer ever, and they all signed it. So it's like framed on a wall and will never be touched.
He's here tonight. You said we're gonna ask him
Yeah.
if this is true.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
I think
Oh,
Darcy
okay.
Tucker is in the house tonight. I believe I've heard some reports that he's around tonight. I hope you guys bump into him. What are we working on now? Obviously, you got the Junos coming up. You mentioned you got a gig in Pickering coming up.
Yep.
New material on the way. Anything we should be aware of?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's crazy. Like, so we dropped an album in the fall, then went out and toured all of Canada, literally like East Coast to West Coast. Got back December 1st and get on a phone call with the label, and they're like, "Okay, time to work on the next album." We're like, "Okay, wow, here we go." And so right now we're just working on the next stuff. Really excited to get the newest batch of tunes out to people. So
You got the good photographer going here. These shots are great.
oh man, heck
You look
yeah,
good in that.
Yeah, where were
Mom's
these all
still decent.
taken?
Photoshop, baby.
That one's
Nashville or-
Nashville.
Okay.
Nashville, yeah. That's Woodville.
Woodville.
That one.
A lot of
Main
Vills.
Street.
Shut down the main street.
Shut down the main street. Which
They were not happy.
Looks like
about
they were
that.
really holding a lot of
Stop
folks
three-
back that day. Yeah.
3 cars, yeah.
I see tumbleweed.
Tractors.
Yeah,
still
legit.
there.
Legit.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about Nashville. Are you out there working with other musicians and other artists and kind of
Yeah,
on that route?
I mean, country music especially, and I mean Nashville especially, is so like community based, and we've had the chance to work with some pretty awesome folks like Dirk Bentley. We had a song with Dirk Bentley, who's a big hockey guy too, big hockey guy, not a Leafs fan, boo, but
Ooh,
he's a
tough.
good guy. Like you're kind of just writing, especially like all the Canadians are super tight. Like even for the Junos, I was thinking about it. I was like, I think I've written with every single person that we're up against
Really?
in the category for album of the year. It's just like kind of the nature of the beast down there. Everybody like works together. I don't know. It's really communal.
That is
so.
great. Who were the influences for every one of you growing up? We talked about this off camera, but for you, Bobby, who was your guy, your band?
My dad was a classic rock guy, but I was the biggest David Bowie fan.
Right.
And then Blink-182 was like those are my two things.
What
that
a neat-
totally different ends of
Yeah,
the spectrum, but yeah, I just love both those bands.
How about for yourself? Was it drum heavy or was it? Yeah.
Rage Against the Machine and Red Hot Chili
Go.
Peppers.
Let's go.
24/7.
Yeah, all the time.
Yep.
Who's the best drummer that ever lived?
That's a loaded
Oh
question.
wow! On the spot.
You know what? We're gonna
You're
have to
this
say
guy?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's Tommy Lee. I don't want to touch that.
Not
It's gotta
touching
be.
that.
It's gotta be
Question.
Neil Peart. It's gotta be
Neil
Neil Peart.
Peart.
It's
Okay.
gotta be.
I'm going to say Matchbox 20 and Eminem, two very similar artists.
Yeah, spitting images of
Yeah.
one another. Yeah.
A lot of M's.
Do you rap at all?
She does.
No, she's actually like crushes
one.
it.
Yeah, could you give
Give
us
us
a
a rap.
little?
Give us the grit.
No,
Let me get a beat in here, James.
I'm
Drop some
turning
bars.
around.
Drop some bars.
No, there's not a chance.
No chance.
No.
He actually does though. Like for anyone who's seen us at our shows, like
Really?
we at almost every show we do, like Taylor has like a rap moment
Yeah.
or whatever.
And it's featured like Rage Against the Machine, Eminem, Jay-Z. So we get to do some pretty cool stuff on stage. So I get to rap in that setting. I just don't want to
Tomorrow
embarrass
night,
myself
he's
here.
gonna do his Grinch impression on stage.
Yeah.
He got a
for
really
sure.
good Grinch impression, but he
Yeah.
gets stage fright.
Yeah.
James, how about for you?
I was a big like. I mean, I listened to a lot of country. My dad was like a big George Strait guy, so I listened to a lot of George Strait. But then like I was really into like Zeppelin and AC/DC, like the classic rock stuff in high school. So
I love it.
And sorry, I was just thinking of another story. One of the coolest moments we had for Canadian music too was a couple of years ago. We got Jim Cuddy from Blue Rodeo came up, and he came up for a song. I think we did what song did we do? Steve Earle. Steve Earle.
yes,
song.
we did. Yeah, because we were
Yeah.
we were doing like a cover night.
Yeah.
We were like
One
the
of,
cover band.
Steve
from
Earle's songs. Were you
It
doing?
was not Copperhead Road. It was like it's one of his more obscure songs.
like a Galway girl. Where
Oh shoot!
he's a talented artist, isn't he?
Yeah, so good.
He's got
underrated.
stories.
Underrated.
And
yeah.
it kind of got us, that opened up some relationships. We met his sons, and coming up to Junos next week, we're playing in a hockey game with the Cuddies and a bunch of people, and
Good
I
hockey
think Billy
players, too.
Talon and a bunch of guys are showing
Incredible.
up. So, yeah.
We think we're going to have Jim Cuddy come here at the end of the month and join us on the show.
He's amazing.
He's awesome.
What do they mean on the landscape? I'd be curious to get when you think about, first of all, how good they still sound to this
Yeah. Oh,
day.
yeah.
If you see them live now, you're like, that guy's voice is as good as it's ever been. But as a band, Canadiana, and kind of, I don't know, maybe a little bit ahead of their time.
Yeah, I was gonna say like there's a few bands that I mean for me until like going to Nashville, I didn't realize were like not as big because they were so big in Canada.
Yeah.
And I feel like, Blue Rodeo is one of those ones where those are like superstars. You know what I mean? Like,
and they get
like,
better with time.
Better with time,
too.
and it holds up. Like it doesn't ever
Right.
sound dated. It sounds classic, right?
And I know my parents were telling me, they basically, when they were playing all their years touring, they always did the Key to Bala, and that's been like kind of our venue of, a lot of people know us as back-to-back nights at the Key, James Barker Band, and like just knowing that like Blue Rodeo plays there all the time, it's become like, that was their cottage summer tradition, and now a lot of people in our generation and younger kids now,
Fantastic.
like it's like us.
Yeah.
That is so great. Boys, this hat has been signed by just about every one of our guests on the show. Some big names, I think some musical names, some athletes, some commissioners of the National Hockey League. Get you each to sign that. We're going to raffle that off for charity at the end of the year. Find a space wherever you can, sign that.
Yes,
and I want to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. Best of luck at the Junos. Keep it going. I know you're up for 2 awards. And maybe next time you're around, stop in. And maybe we'll even surprise you with Darcy next time. Hopefully you get a chance to see him. Guys, thanks so much.
Awesome,
Best of luck
thank you.
going forward. This is the James Barker Band, and earlier today I had a chance to chat with Jacob Quillen. Have a listen. Jacob, you get set to take on the Carolina Hurricanes today. I just want to go back and I guess talk about the most recent call up here. How have you evaluated your time up here with the big club, and what are you kind of focusing on right now?
Just trying to find my game and prove myself, kind of trying to find a role and play well and make a push for try to make the team next year.
Yeah. How do you leave that impression right now? Because these games are so valuable for you, and you always hear that saying, you got to make an impression now. How do you go about doing that as you look to find your game and still kind of leave that in that burning memory for your coaching staff?
Yeah, I think just play the right way. Play well on the defensive side of the puck and show my attributes. Play with pace. Use my legs, be physical, just do the right things, play well, and hopefully the pieces will fall in place.
What's been maybe the biggest adjustment this time around for you? I don't know if the focus has changed at all, or if it's been travel or just kind of life at the National Hockey League level. You've been here before, but what has the biggest adjustment been like this time?
The travel's different and all that, but I think just the level of play and perfection the guys strive for every day, practice games, and you see the detail, on both sides of the puck, offensively and defensively, so you just try to learn and take as much away from it as you can.
You're a young guy, but if you talk to any veteran in this room or any room in the NHL, they'll say, that youthful energy is so important to the overall dynamic on and off the ice. How do you kind of straddle that line and inject some of that energy while still kind of figuring out your role in all of this?
Yeah, I think just do the same thing, I was doing down with the Marlies, and play the same way, and try to bring some life into the guys, and do pump them up in the room, on the bench, stuff like that, and just try to bring positive energy.
Who's been really instrumental in helping you maybe feel a little bit more comfortable at this level?
Honestly, all the guys, they've been very welcoming. All the vets. Really can't single a guy out. Every guy's been amazing, so I'm thankful for that.
Are you hanging with Easton the most, or how does the away from the rink feel?
Yeah, hanging with Cowboy, Robbie, going to dinner with them, Bo, Mizey. So it's been good. It's been fun on the road and getting dinners and stuff.
You mentioned Bo, and there's a number of you that have been called up. I just wonder, you know him. I don't know if you're surprised at just seeing some of the success he has had at this level, but maybe tell us a little bit about how great that is to see a bunch of you get the call and kind of reward the group for your play.
Yeah, it's nice to see the boys out, Bo, Pez, and myself. No, I'm not surprised what Bo's doing. He's an unbelievable player. He can rip the puck. You saw that in the minors, and he's doing it here too. So excited to see what he has in store for the rest of the year.
Last one for you. Carolina's a pretty good defensive team. Rod Brindamore always has his team very, very competitive. If you're personally going to have any success, and as a group, what has to happen?
I hope I have success. But we just got to play together and play the right way. Everyone's got to buy in and play hard, play physical, fast. Play as a team. So I think we'll be fine.
Appreciate the time. Good luck against the Canes tonight.
No worries. Thank you.
Okay, there is Jacob Quillen, another one of those young guys who's had a chance to come up into the lineup. We've seen him a couple of times throughout this season, but boy, just a young player who's added a little bit of energy inside that room. And how about Bo Grew? He's got a few goals here since he's come up. He's really showing not only his two-way game, but now he's all of a sudden got that speed, and he's certainly got a little bit of an offensive touch. We'll keep an eye on him as well tonight. Expect Joseph Wall to get the nod tonight against the Carolina Hurricanes, who were pretty idle at the deadline. They did bring in some beef. Delorier was coming in for the Canes. They acquired him at the trade deadline, a big boy there. Michael Pezzetta has been called up, but will not be in the lineup tonight as of right now. So we'll wait to see, and it's a back-to-back situation, as we know, in Ottawa tomorrow night. The Leafs will be there, so you start to wonder about what that might look like. But tonight, the business at hand, the Carolina Hurricanes are here. And one other note we should be telling you about that everybody's been talking about, Austin Matthews underwent surgery, successful surgery. Expect the timeline to be about 12 weeks. Very optimistic about getting back on the ice within a couple of months. So we'll see how that all plays out. But certainly that was one where, you know, not an overly major surgery, but one that certainly wanted to get taken care of. So Austin Matthews expected to be back within that 12-week timeline. We'll keep you posted on that. But for now, we'll let you get set for the Canes and the Leafs tonight from Scotiabank Arena. And a very big thank you to the James Barker Band as well. A lot of fun. Check them out, of course, up for a couple of Juno Awards this year as well. That's in Hamilton coming up. So thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the game, everybody.